to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so you can continue to get the gospel of Gamecocks every single day. I'm talking about iHeartRadio. I'm talking about Apple Podcasts. I'm talking about Spotify. I'm talking about YouTube. Wherever you get your podcast, hit up your man, Captain Will. You're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got to go with today, y'all. I said we got to go in today, y'all. We talking about the GOAT herself. We talking about Dawn Staley. We talking about Dawn Staley continuing to raise the bar for the South Carolina Gamecocks, continuing to set new records at the University of South Carolina, continuing to stand on business. We are so blessed, so privy to have a coach, a player, a GOAT, a genuine superstar player and coach at the University of South Carolina. We are. That can't be taken lightly. She is leading our program to heights that it's never been before. We can talk about the 600 victories at Temple and in South Carolina. We can talk about the multiple SEC championships, another regular season championship that was clinched last night after beating up on Alabama. We can talk about all those accolades, player of the year, coach of the year, all these things, Olympic champion as a coach and a player. But what I love most about Dawn Staley, is that she's real. She's real. She is a real person. She's down to earth. She's going to tell you how she feels, whether or not you like it or don't like it. She's a real sister, and I can't be more proud of her. I can't be more proud of her. And the Gamecocks are 26-0. The Gamecocks are 26-0, 13-0 in the SEC conference, and 15-0 versus teams in the top 60. Who would have thought that a team that lost 5 starters, 7 players from last year's squad, would be 26-0, number 1 in AP poll and number 1 in net ranking today? Who would have thought that? Who would have thought this coaching staff would lead this team and spearheaded by Dawn Staley to these heights that we're at right now? You're talking about extending the SEC winning streak, extending the home winning streak. So many different accolades, so many different records that's being broken. And just by this young team, that has multiple freshmen, multiple sophomores on the squad who are playing key minutes, but still number 1 in net ranking, 18 strength of schedule. So many different things that this team is doing as we continue to dominate the SEC. Prediction models have the SEC having 8 to 9 teams in the NCAA tournament. That's crazy talk. That's a lot of depth in the SEC, and South Carolina is leading the way by a lot. Could it be our offensive rating? Our offensive rating through 26 games is number 3 in the country. Number 3 in the country, y'all. Number 3 in the country. I know we talk a whole lot about defense with our team. But our team also is the number 3 ranked team in the country in terms of offensive rating. Number 3, field goal percentage. Field goal percentage, we're third at 50%. That is straight up sensational. That is sensational for a young basketball squad. Field goal percentage, third. 2-point percentage, 17th at 53%. What? 2-point percentage, 53%. 3-point percentage, 4th in the country, 40%. You talk about a team that was 170th. It was 177th last season in 3-point percentage. We are 4th in the country. 4th. Assists a game. 13th in the country, averaging 19 assists per basketball game. 19. Headline with Raven Johnson and te-hina Pow, leading the way in assists for this basketball team. Top, I think it's top 7. Both of those players top 7 in assists in the conference. Come on now. Fewest turnovers a game with 30th. 30th in the country out of 360 basketball teams. That's better than 10%. Averaging 13 turnovers a game. I know we had a bunch of turnovers last night, but that ain't typical South Carolina basketball. We're 30th in the country. We ain't perfect. But we top 10 in percentage. That's an A. That's an A in my book. That's really good. And assist to turnover rate, we're 8th in the country. 8th in the country assist to turnover rate with averaging 1.42 assists to 1 turnover. That's really, really good, y'all. That's really good. Offensively, we're 40th in pace. We ain't never been 40th in pace in no basketball at University of South Carolina. That's because we got Raven Johnson, who's setting the pace. That's because we got MiLaysia Fulwiley, who's setting the pace, who always pushing the game. We're getting more offensive possessions. Not only are we getting more offensive possessions, but we scoring the basketball when we get those possessions. Hence why we're 3rd in field goal percentage. Those things matter. Those things matter, y'all. Defensive rating, we've been hanging our hat on defense for many years at the University of South Carolina. Many years. And that continues to go. Defensive rating, we're number 1 in the country. Number 1 in the country in defensive rating. Field goal percentage, we're number 1 in the country. Giving up 31%. 31% field goal percentage allowed in the country. But that ain't it. 2-point percentage, we're number 1. 33%. 3-point percentage, we're 14th at 27%. We are top 15 in every field goal percentage allowed metric in the country. Number 1 in 2-point percentage. Number 1 in field goal percentage. And number 14 in 3-point percentage allowed. That is great. Those are sensational numbers. Those sensational numbers. Steals, we're 65th in the country, averaging 9 steals per game. We always gonna be number 1 in the country in block shots, averaging 9 block shots a game. You know, with Kamilla Cardoso with 3 and Ashlyn Watkins with 3. But you're getting some block shots from players who don't get block shots like that. Raven Johnson, Chloe Kids. You know, we had Sakima Walker with 3 block shots last night. Sania Feagin getting a block or 2. So many different weapons, so many different ways to defend. And you saw that suffocating defense that we put on Alabama last night. Suffocating. They couldn't do nothing. First half, they had 11 points, 6 points in the first quarter. 6 points in the first quarter, 5 points in the second quarter. Suffocating. Couldn't even get in their offensive sets. Frustrated. The players frustrated. The coaching staff frustrated. The fans frustrated. Everybody frustrated at Alabama last night. Because we put that defense on them. And in terms of our players, and this is only conference play. That's all we're going to talk about, this conference play. And we're going to talk about, the totality of 26, games. We're just talking about conference play. Because I think that those are the times that you that matter, because you're not factoring in those schools that, had a 250 net ranking or 312 net ranking. We're just talking about conference play. And we specifically talking about conference play in a team and a conference that's going to get 8 or maybe 9 different teams in the NCAA tournament. That's really good competition. Because SEC ain't no joke. SEC ain't no joke. Now, we weren't supposedly, supposed to have this depth that we have, but we have it. We have it. And so in conference play, the players I'm going to mention are the players that are averaging 21 minutes a game, 21 minutes or more a game, okay? 21 minutes or more a game. So I'm not going to mention MiLaysia Fulwiley, who's having 18 minutes a game. I'm not going to mention her. I'm not going to mention Tessa Johnson, who averaging about 15 minutes a game in conference play. I'm not going to talk about Chloe Kitts, who averaging about 18 minutes a game. I'm talking about the players who play a little bit more than half of the game. Okay? None of those players, no Sania Feagin, no Sakima Walker, none of these players. But we're going to start with Kamilla Cardoso. Kamilla Cardoso, in SEC play, is averaging 26 minutes a game, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 block shots per basketball game. Those numbers are noise. Not nice, noise. Her offensive rating is 120.2. Her defensive rating is 73.5, which is number 2 in the conference. Her overall rating, keep this in mind, her overall rating is 46.7, which is tops in the SEC. Number 1 in the SEC in overall net rating. Factoring in offensive rating and defensive rating. Kamilla Cardoso is the best. Not number 2, not number 3, not Angel Reese, not Nisa Morrow, not Haley Van Lith, not Jewel Spear, not Rakia Jackson, none of those players. Kamilla Cardoso is the best. As we stand right now, through 26 ball games, and only a couple more games left in the SEC schedule. Kamilla Cardoso. Because I hear a lot of people talking about these other players that are playing so much better than Kamilla Cardoso. Well, they're not. Overall, she is the standard bearer for the SEC. That is what she's doing, offensively and defensively. And if defensive stats and if defense matters, like it does for your man, Captain Will, then she's going to get her flowers. All right? Then we talk about te-hina Paopao. te-hina Paopao, 28 minutes a game. 28 minutes a game. Transfer from Oregon, number 7 in the transfer portal. All Pac-12, 3 times? Came over for Oregon, playing stellar basketball, leading the conference in three-point shooting, shooting 90% from the free throw line. But that ain't it. 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 big assists. Her offensive rating is a little bit better than Kamilla Cardoso. Her offensive rating is 120.3. 120.3, defensive rating of 87.2, which is far better than what she had her 3 years in Oregon. So her defense has improved since she became a significant member for the University of South Carolina. And you watch it on the basketball screen. You watch it on your TV screen, on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you may see it, how much better defensively she is. Her overall net rating is 33.1. 33.1. We're talking about te-hina Paopao. That's what we talk about. te-hina Lights Out Paopao. Mm-hmm. Bree Hall is averaging 28 minutes a game. 28 minutes a game, 11 points, 4 rebounds. Her overall offensive rating is 121.4. Better than Cardoso. Better than te-hina Paopao. Bree Hall, sometimes we lament that she doesn't shoot the ball enough, or we say she needs to be more aggressive. Overall, Bree Hall is playing some really good basketball, 11 points, 4 rebounds. She don't commit many turnovers. She's a solid basketball player. Solid ain't the word. She's a really good basketball player, and she coming into her own as a junior. And she plays good defense. 86.5. Defensive rating with an overall net rating of 34.9. Breezy Hall is playing good basketball in SEC play, and we need that. We need that. We need that shooting ability, that mid-range game of a Breezy Hall. We saw that last night. We saw that last night in the basketball game. The next one is Raven Johnson. Raven didn't play much last night, only had 17 minutes, but she's over averaging 27 minutes a game in SEC play. 27 minutes a game, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Little over 1 turnover a game. The assist to turnover ratio for Raven Johnson is straight up amazing. It's just amazing because she don't turn over the ball, and she still delivers 4 assists a game. Her overall offensive ratings, 110.7. 110.7. But her defensive rating is 78. Raven Johnson is the best perimeter defender on our team. Raven Johnson is the best perimeter defender in the SEC. Say it loud. Raven Johnson, who plays her defender 94 feet, picks up defense at 94 feet. Watch her play. Almost every possession, she's picking up the defender 94 feet. That's Raven Johnson. And don't get tired. Is she the best offensive player? Nope, she ain't. She's not the best offensive player. Is she the best defensive player right now? Yep, she is. On the perimeter, she is. 78.0 is really damn good. I'm just letting you know, it's really good. Overall, through 26 ball games, or should I say, through SEC play, Raven Johnson's overall net rating is 32.7. That's really good, y'all. That is really good. And finally, you talking about I'm already saying it right now. You will go in the crowner. Go in the crowner. This SEC 6 Woman of the Year, Ashley White, because she got the award. It ain't even close. It ain't even close. Going to give it an award right now. She's averaging 23 minutes a game, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 block shots. Those numbers are so similar to what Kamilla Cardoso did last season when she won the same award. Offensively, 113.8 offensive rating. 113.8 offensive rating. Pretty good. But what stands out for Ashley Watkins? What stands out for this player, who I also am going to call right now the SEC Defensive Player of the Year? Yeah, I'm saying she's gonna be a double champ. SEC 6 Woman of the Year and SEC Defensive Player of the Year, because her defensive rating is 70.4, which is better than anyone in the conference. And the closest person to Ashley Watkins' defensive rating is our own Kamilla Cardoso, and it's still 3 points better than her. If Ashley Watkins don't win the SEC 6 Woman of the Year and the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, somebody is wrong. They ain't watching basketball. She is her defensively, and it ain't even close. We talked about when the season began, we ain't got no lockdown defenders on this basketball team. We ain't got no Bree Bill. We ain't got no Aaliyah Boston. Well, last time I checked, the number 1 defender is Ashley Watkins in the conference. If you ain't got lockdown, if she ain't a lockdown defender, I don't know who is. This year, last time I checked, the number 2 is Kamilla Cardoso. If you ain't got no lockdown defender, I don't know who is, because she is. This team is so great because our defense travels. No matter where it goes. We're going to Kentucky. Now, I know we beat Kentucky by 62 points on Sunday. So ain't much to talk about Kentucky. I don't know what to say about the Kentucky. I ain't got no words for Kentucky. We favor right now. I think the line is like 30, 31 points in Kentucky. So I can't talk about Kentucky because I just be making up stuff. And I ain't gonna fill no dead air space talking about Kentucky. But I say it is, our defense will travel to Kentucky. It will follow through the cornfields and the back roads and the country roads. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Because that's how I brought up. I was brought up like that on country roads and dirt roads and no stoplights. We ain't get a stoplight until I was grown. I came home from the Army and came like, whoa, we got a stoplight. Whoa, we got a Dollar General. I was like, what the hell? That's how it is. We're going to Kentucky. It's going to travel. And when you led by 3 of the best defenders, 3 of them, and Raven Johnson, Kamilla Cardoso, and Ashley Watkins, at their position, the best 3 defenders in the SEC. We will always be in every single ball game this season. Every single one we will be in. And it ain't even close. It ain't close. So we got Kentucky on Sunday. Okay? Then we got Arkansas on next Thursday. And then we finish it up with Tennessee and Senior Day. And then we go on to the SEC tournament, where the games start mattering for the Gamecocks. Stay consistent, stay focused, get off to better starts offensively in the first quarter, And we will continue to be undefeated. Dawn Staley, I salute you. You are the GOAT, and you deserve a statue in Columbia. I'm so happy you're getting it. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and especially on YouTube. You're not rocking with the best. Essentially rocking with the best. Come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.